What family vacation spot did you love as a kid but now realize was chosen for completely different reasons? So my family went to this desert resort in Arizona every summer from when I was like 7 until I was 16. It was called Paradise Springs or something cheesy like that. I loved it as a kid. Thought it was literally the best place on earth. BC, they had these massive pools with rock formations and secret caves you could swim through. My parents would let us go off on our own all day, which felt so grown up. Me and Andrew would just get these special wristbands and could order whatever food we wanted by the pool without our parents. We'd get these giant virgin pina coladas and hot dogs and just live our best lives while mom and dad did whatever adults do at resorts, I guess. I remember seeing these people in suits having meetings by the main building sometimes. Thought they were just boring business people on vacation. There was this one guy, always wearing sunglasses even inside, who would talk to my dad sometimes. Ryan, I think his name was. He seemed important. Everyone treated him different. As a teenager, I started noticing weird stuff, like how my parents would sometimes disappear for hours, especially at night. They'd tell us they were going to dinner but would come back at like 2 a.m. I remember one night I couldn't sleep and saw my mom come back to our room alone at 3 a.m. looking IDK, not like herself. Her hair was messy and she was carrying her shoes. I pretended to be asleep but watched her through barely open eyes as she took a really long shower. When I was 15, I wanted to go to my friend Isla's party, which was during our usual vacation week, and my dad flipped out when I asked if we could go to Paradise Springs a different week. That was the first time I realized something was off about these trips. One night I heard my mom crying in the bathroom. When she came out, her eyes were all puffy, but she acted like everything was fine. Said she had allergies. In the desert. Right. That same trip, I found my dad's phone unlocked by the pool when he went to get drinks. I know I shouldn't have, but I looked through his messages. There were tons from someone saved as just H with times and room numbers. Nothing else. Just like room 342, 11 p.m. or Cabana 5, 9:30 p.m. And my dad would just reply, confirmed, or sometimes, Hannah can't make it, which was extra weird. BC, my mom's name isn't Hannah. I was confused but didn't say anything. Then on our last night, there was this big event in the main hall. All the adults dressed up fancy, and Andrew and I were told to stay in the room and order movies. But I was 16 and curious, so I snuck out after Andrew fell asleep. I went to the main hall and peeked through these big glass doors. It was filled with people in fancy clothes, but not like a normal party. Everyone was wearing these weird masks and there was no music, just quiet talking. I saw my dad talking to Ryan, both holding drinks. My mom was across the room talking to some woman I'd never seen before. Then this older man tapped a glass and everyone got quiet. He started talking about annual contributions and maintaining our special community and how what happens at Paradise Springs stays at Paradise Springs. It sounded so rehearsed and creepy. Then he said something about this year's arrangements and started calling out names of couples. When he said Joshua and Hannah, my dad and mom both stepped forward and everyone clapped. I didn't understand what was happening, but felt sick to my stomach. I ran back to our room and pretended to be asleep when they came back hours later. My parents were whispering and my mom sounded upset. My dad kept saying, "It's just one more year. We're almost there." We never went back after that summer. My dad got a big promotion that winter, and suddenly we could afford a much bigger house. My mom started drinking more. They divorced when I was 19. I never asked them about it until last month. I'm 25 now and was having dinner with my dad. He was talking about retiring early thanks to his smart investments, and I just blurted out, "What really happened at Peace Springs?" He went completely white. Asked how much I knew. I told him about sneaking out that night, seeing the masked people, hearing about arrangements. He was quiet for a long time. Then he told me everything. Peace Springs wasn't just a resort. It was where executives tested potential employees for absolute loyalty. My dad was desperate to climb the corporate ladder, and it was their twisted proving ground. Every year, couples would be assigned sponsors, high-level executives who'd make career-changing decisions based on how well you played their game. The masked ceremony was where they'd announce which executive owned which couple for the week. My parents were assigned to Ryan, who was actually the VP at my dad's company. They'd have to follow any instruction he gave, humiliating tasks, degrading loyalty tests, being available at any hour. The codename Hannah was what they called my mom during these assignments. H was the handler who'd text the location of whatever new test Ryan had devised. My dad admitted they had to watch and participate in things that made them physically sick.